folks, welcome back to Rule of Thumb. Today I'm bringing you along for a video response to Heather at the Kneady Homesteader, who did a review of a few cookbooks that we both own, and she asked me to do a video response, so here I am. So the books that we're talking about are, first of all, this one, which is The Complete Guide to Pressure Canning by Diane Devereaux. We are also going to talk about this one, which is Modern Pressure Canning by Amelia Jean Roy. And this one, which is The Better Homes and Gardens Jams and Jellies. So, I'm going to talk about them in the same order that Heather did, and I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so, first of all, I agree pretty much across the board with Heather as far as her assessment of all the cookbooks. So what I'm going to talk about is a couple specific things having to do with each book as far as likes or dislikes, and just kind of give a little bit further insight into them. So with this book, as you can see, there's lots of little green tabs up here, okay? So much like what Heather said, I truly believe there are tons of good recipes in this book. And first and foremost would be the turkey sausage recipe that is in here, is what I use to create my turkey sausage recipe, and I will link that video up here on this side or this side, wherever the card goes. I made a video on how to make the turkey sausage and can it, and I got that idea from this book. Now, I modified the recipe a little bit for my own personal taste, but I definitely got that from here. So, I mean, some of the things Heather mentioned, canning Brussels sprouts with bacon. That was me that tried that. I think she said that. It is the only thing that I've ever canned that I actually had to throw away. I tried a couple different ways to salvage them. I tried roasting them. I tried sauteing them, hoping that I could give some life back to them. They were just not salvageable. The Brussels sprouts completely disintegrated. Now, I will say, I had an inclination that that may happen. I mean, Brussels sprouts in a canner for 90 minutes didn't make me confident, but I was going to try it because I was really hopeful, and unfortunately it did not work. Now there is peppered bacon green beans in here, which again I think would be too long for the green beans, and I think the green beans would disintegrate. But what it did inspire me to do is I canned green beans with ground pepper, fresh ground pepper, and garlic, and I loved them. So I got some inspiration from this book. Caraway and ginger carrots. I, as you folks have seen, canned ginger and turmeric carrots. Love them. So again, inspiration from this book. So there's some great soups in here. I mean, there is definitely some good inspiration in here. Like Heather said, you really need to do your research. You know, make sure that when you are reading the recipe, that you are assessing all the ingredients and you're basing your canning times on whatever the longest ingredient is in the recipe. And as long as you follow those rules, these recipes are accessible. So follow the rules, use common sense. You know, when I say common sense, you're going to have to really think about it. You know, like garlic and bacon Brussels sprouts, okay? Like I said, common sense told me those Brussels sprouts were not going to hold up. I decided to take the chance. That was on me, to see if it was possible that some chemistry made those Brussels sprouts last. they didn't. So use at your own risk is what I'm going to say about this. But if nothing else, use this as inspiration, because there is some great inspiration in this book. So my hat's off to the author for the inspiration that I have gotten from this book. Now, moving on to this book. Okay, again, like Heather said, I agree. Thank you for taking the time to attempt to create a book like this, because we are in need of a book like this. However, I agree wholeheartedly with pretty much everything that Heather said. I don't have a whole lot to offer in this book other than I think there is some small hints of inspiration in here for ideas as far as combinations of flavors. But I think with this one, more so even than the last book, you really, really need to do your research. So, like, one of the things that I liked was there's a garlic broth in here. She uses 20 cloves of garlic, a gallon of water, 2 onions with the skin on, salt and pepper to taste. I might try some version of that. Will I do exactly that? Probably not, because y'all know me and I don't really follow anybody else's recipe. But, like, she's got tomato ketchup in here. She's got barbecue sauce in here. Green tomato chutney. Tomatillo salsa. Peach tomato salsa. So, these are all things that are probably potentially ideas, but they're going to require some research, because I wouldn't necessarily use the methods that she uses. I would want to, first of all, make sure that I have the correct canning method, because as Heather said, a lot of these would definitely be water bath canning, not pressure canning. So again, you're going to want to do the research on the ingredients and find out what the recommendations are as far as the ingredients and how you would can them. So first of all, you want to find out your method, and then you want to find out your proper times, and then go back, look at your recipe, decide how you want to use the recipe, and use that inspiration to help guide you in your own canning. Mexican chicken soup, Thanksgiving turkey soup. So there's definitely some things in here that I would take inspiration from and use them to further my canning. And sweet and spicy pickled Brussels sprouts. I know Lisa did pickled Brussels sprouts, I believe. If I can find that video, I'll link that up here somewhere. Pineapple flavored zucchini sounded really interesting, because I don't love zucchini, but I love pineapple, so it might make me love the vegetable a little bit more. Pickled cauliflower. Sweet and spicy ginger carrot coins. I already have made the ginger turmeric carrots. So, I think very much this is a jump off point book. This is something where you say, wow, that idea is really good. Let me figure out how I can make it, and how I can make it safely, and how I can can it safely. So that's what I would say about this book. Again, to both of the authors of these books, my never-ending gratitude for you attempting to put out a product that doesn't exist. Because anybody who's an experienced canner who has went out there looking, there is no such thing as a pressure canning cookbook that is comprehensive. You know, there is a lot of books that have pressure canning in it as part of it. It's usually a very small part of it. There are these books which, although they are um, specifically geared towards pressure canning, are not necessarily comprehensive. Um, but I appreciate the effort and I appreciate the desire to put a good product out there. Um, so I thank them for that. The last book that Heather talked about, which is a book that I gifted her with, as well as my friend Mandy at More to Life, is The Better Homes and Gardens Jams and Jellies. Now, I was at Ollie's. Any of you that are not familiar with what Ollie's is a kind of a discount, like, bargain buy store. They buy, like, odd lots and um, end runs and stuff like that, and then they sell them cheap. So they're kind of like a Big Lots, but they're a little bit more disorganized than a Big Lots is. You really gotta kind of hunt and peck when you're in there. So I'm in Ollie's, I find this book, I'm standing there, and I'm paging through it, and I'm just absolutely falling in love with this book as I'm standing there reading it, and already knowing that there's people that I gotta give it to. So I have made one recipe out of this book for you folks already, which was the whiskey sour cocktail jelly. I will link that up here somewhere for you. I did a video on that, and I gave that to my nephew Jack for Christmas last year, and he loved it. But there is literally almost nothing in this book that I don't want to make. I mean, I literally, and I just said literally twice in a row, and now I just said it a third time. My apologies. I actually would take this book and work my way through this from beginning to end. There is, I mean, I'm going to say less than a handful of recipes in here that I wouldn't want to or be willing to try. That's how good this book is. Because everything in here is just a step off of the normal. You know, just a little bit different, just a little bit funky, just a little bit fun. Apricot banana jam, okay? A lot of people that have made jams and jellies have probably made apricot jam. But apricot banana jam is just a little different. So, you know, and they have the basics in here. They have peach jam, but then they have peach and pepper sriracha jam, you know? So, peach, honey, pistachio conserve. So that's, you know, that's what this book is. It is just something fun. Succotash jam, sweet red peppers, whole kernel corn, sugar, cider vinegar, zucchini, chopped red onion, red pepper in a jam. Think about it, folks. Think about it. And they got it, like, they show serving it with, like, a grilled romaine leaf and some seared beef and just having that over the top of it. Forget about it. I mean, I'm all about trying many of these recipes. So, what do we got? Blackberry plum jam with vanilla bean, nectarine blueberry jam. I could talk about this book all night. There's, you know, this is definitely available online. I'll put the link to all three of these down below for you. I know this is available on Amazon, but I mean, honestly, if you can find it out there, if you have an Ollie's or if you have a discount store, you may find this there. I got them for $3.99 at Ollie's. So look for bargains as well. But if you can get your hands on this book, if you are somebody who likes to make jams and jellies, or you like to give original gifts, that's what this book is about. It just allows you to make cool, unique, different things that you can give to people that you have put your own twist on. So that's why I like it. So that's my video response to my friend and sister Heather at the Kneady Homesteader. I hope that what I told you about these books is helpful. I hope that you do your own research. I hope that you comment down below if you have questions, comments, if you have, you know, different experiences with these books, if you feel there's something I missed or something I got wrong, please feel free to say something below, because that's what it's all about, a community coming together and talking about what's out there. So I hope you folks enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Come back and see us soon. And as always,